and welcome back to Celebrity Jeopardy! For our viewers at home, hopefully you were smart enough to change the channels during the break. For those who weren't, may God have mercy on your souls. I'm your host, Alex Trebek, and for anyone viewing the show from my home country of Canada, I would willingly change places with you, which should give you some indication of my level of desperation. Before we start Double Jeopardy, let's recap the scores. Dr. Shashimata is in first place with minus 4,000.
I didn't know you were from Canada, Alex. It reminds me of the time when I conducted a focus group for Canada's suicide hotline. They were trying to figure out if they should add Celine Dion's songs to their playlist for on-hold calls. Boy, were they surprised to learn that Michael Bublé makes people 5 times more suicidal than Celine Dion. You can read all about it in the paper that I wrote in the Journal of Pop Music and Abnormal Psychology. It's published.
Terrific and relevant. Dr. James Hill is in second place with minus 9,000. You buzzed in a lot during that first round, Dr. Hill. Maybe we could limit ourselves to just one wrong answer per question this time.
Alex, the thing about that is, I was operating the push system in round 1. And a push system designed to achieve balance across workstations. Problem was, you couldn't keep up with the process flow. Now maybe it's time to shift your approach, maybe shift paradigms, methodologies, maybe toward a mass customization approach.
I see. And in last place, Dr. Ben Campbell, with a new Jeopardy record of minus 15,000. You seem to have really hit bottom here, Ben.
Yarg! That's exactly what your mother said last night, Trebek.
Oh, really? I'm being heckled by a grown man who thinks he's a pirate. Rough out there on the high seas, eh, Dr. Campbell?
Oh, it's rough, Trebek, but not as rough as your mother likes it.
How predictably inappropriate. Well, better luck in the next round to all of you. Let's take a look at the categories. And the categories are potent potables, types of wit, who reports. In this category, we ask you about reports of current world affairs, so I hope you've all skimmed The Economist. Fill in the blank, followed by alcoholic drinks, and finally, Dean's Named Rock, which I believe I can safely say is a category that virtually ensures someone will be losing tenure.
Yo, Alex, you got to cut down your lead time, man. I mean, you got to be thinking about processes. Ask yourself, is my process in control?
Okay, thank you. Since you performed so poorly, Professor Campbell, you get to choose first.
Yarg! Well, shiver me timbers, Trebek. I'll take alcoholic Dr. Inks for 800.
That's alcoholic drinks, not alcoholic Dr. Inks.
Don't give me that, Trebek. Rucci's been his sponsor for years.
It's coffee. Where does he get this stuff?
Look, I don't know what Campbell is smoking. Actually, maybe I do know what he's smoking.
Jeez.
But this guy needs to take his medication.
No kidding.
Okay, be that as it may, alcoholic drinks is the category, and the answer is, this clear Russian liquor is often mixed with Red Bull energy drink to create a refreshing cocktail. Yes, Professor Mott.
Excellent question. I'm so glad you asked this question, Alex. You're on fire today, for real. This reminds me of a time when I asked my students to suggest new target segments for Red Bull. And one of the students actually raised his hand and suggested that we target dairy farmers. If cows have more energy, then they produce more milk. I tell you, I've never been so speechless in all my life. You can read about this and some of my other exploits in a paper I've published in the Journal of Selective Mutism. It's published.
I have no doubt that it was. Unfortunately, Professor, much like every other answer you've given, that has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about.
Well, thank you anyway.
Professor Hill, do you care to bring in on this one?
No, I'm good.
Dr. Mata, would you like to pick a category?
Thank you, Alex. I'll take academic journals I've been published in for $2,000.
That's not a category.
Oh, but I like that one.
Professor Hill, would you like to pick a category?
Sure, just let me wash this down with my tasty root beer beverage. I'll take fill in the blank for 400.
And the answer is, bad data is...
Bad data is bad data.
That's not an answer. You can't just repeat.
I'm
the
sorry,
same
Alex.
thing.
I'm sorry, Alex. What I meant was, what is bad data is bad data.
Nope. I guess that really leaves me no choice. But Professor Campbell, would you like to pick the next question?
About time, laddie. I was about to make you walk the plank. I'm a pirate in search of some booty, so I'll take whore ports for 800.
Whore ports? No, I'm sorry, that's who reports? A question about periodicals. And the answer is, according to The Economist, this dog of the American West is actually a small ground squirrel and is sometimes referred to as the Chicken McNugget of the prairie.
What is Bangkok?
Damn it, man! The category is not whore ports. It's who reports. You have a PhD, for God's sake. Yes, Professor Hill.
Yeah, Alex, the Chicken McNugget was introduced by McDonald's by executive chef Rene Arend in 1979 and introduced to the public in 1983. Furthermore, they are delicious. Delicious bites of heaven. Delicious.
That's very, very close to an answer, but not really. Professor Mata, do you have anything?
Let's try types of whip for $400.
This type of whip, made famous in the Indiana Jones film series, is also the name of an effect characterized by increasing oscillations in a supply chain demand. Yes, Professor Mata.
Oh, Alex, I'm so glad you asked me this question. It reminds me of a time when I conducted some surveys for craft for alternate uses of Cool Whip.
Yar, let me save you some time there, Shashi. I surveyed Trebek's mother last night, and she likes her Cool Whip from a can!
Professor Hill, maybe you'd like to take a guess at this one. After all, the question does reference supply chains. I have your syllabus right here. It seems you devote a couple of class periods to this subject. I can't take this anymore. Let's skip to Final Jeopardy.
Well, now hold on, Alex. See, I don't like to use the word final. When I'm in class, I tell my students to think of the last test as more of a second midterm. Can you tell me what I mean by that?
No, I can't. That doesn't make any sense. I can tell you that it's impossible to take two midterms. If you take a test on the last day of school, what are you in the middle of?
You, sir, are out of control. Out of control.
Okay. And today's Final Jeopardy category is connect the dots. That's actually the question, too. The question is connect the dots. So, literally, just draw two dots and then connect them together with something. Just draw them out. They could be anywhere on the board. They could be squiggly line. They could be a straight line. Just a couple of dots. Connect them together. All right. Time is up. Let's start with Professor Hill. Wait, where the hell did Professor Hill go? Went to McDonald's, Alex. I'll bring you back some prize. Well, how nice. Let's see if you wagered anything. Psych! Exclamation points. I suppose I should have seen that coming. Moving on! Dr. Mata, what is your answer?
I am so happy you asked me about this, Alex. Now you're learning to connect the dots. It reminds me of a time when I was working on a research project with a movie theater and I forgot to pack a lunch. It's unbelievable how many boxes of dots you can eat in a day when you're really, really hungry. But you can read all about this in my latest article, which is published in the Journal of Gummy Bears and Makeshift Meals. It's published.
That's nice, Professor Mata. Did you write an answer?
That was my answer.
Did you write one down? You have to write something down if we put these things here, you write them down.
Oh, that! Oh, no, I was too busy. I don't do these things. My TA, Robin Webb, she takes care of all this.
Of course she does. Moving on to Professor Campbell. I'm scared to ask, but your answer? I see. Well, it actually looks like you may have drawn some dots and connected them. Technically, you will have answered this question correctly. How much did you wager?
Suck it, Rebecca!
I guess I deserve that. Well, that does it here for us at Jeopardy! It's been a lovely time. I am now going to go drown my sorrows at the Varsity Club in a tidal wave of light beer and some fresh young co-eds. We'll see you next year. I just scratched myself. Make sure you cut that.
Bad data. Bad data. Jeez, the voice is going.
And we get more milk.